Ba-ba-da-ba. I've returned once again, this time with an actual good microphone, so I don't sound like trash. I mean, I had this microphone all along, I just now figured out how it works. Because I'm an idiot. So hopefully this will be the best one yet. Alright, here we go with the Star Wars tier list. The definitive Star Wars tier list. So I just recently watched all of the Star Wars movies, so I decided I might as well make a video about it. Because I like Star Wars. I've also included all 9 episodes, Solo, Rogue One, and The Mandalorian in this review. And let's get this started. So as you can see, we already have WALL-E in the top tier, because WALL-E is the best movie ever made. So that just, it's like, recognize WALL-E, number 1, in the WALL-E tier. So today I'm going to be going in chronological order of the story. So starting with The Phantom Menace and ending with The Rise of Skywalker, I think. Alright, here we go. Phantom Menace. Now I gotta tell you, we're starting off hot. This is definitely my least favorite Star Wars movie. So we're just gonna plop that right down here. I mean, this is just a bad movie. I've watched it multiple times. I have no idea what the plot is. I don't believe this little punk little boy could become Darth Vader. And Jar Jar Binks, as everyone says, truly is awful. Really just an awful movie. Pod racing scene is at least watchable, because it's like a cool racing scene. And then the fight at the end, it's not as good as I remember. The Duel of the Fates or whatever. Darth Maul is pretty cool, but like, it's a lot of twirling around. It doesn't get good till the end. So, just an awful movie. I say definitely the worst Star Wars movie. Boring to watch. I do not want to ever watch this movie again. So up next, we have, it gets a little bit better. Attack of the Clones. I liked it a little bit better than The Phantom Menace. It was more enjoyable. That being said, I don't remember what happens. If you ask me the story, I'd have to think about it for a second. I think, yes, okay. They're trying to assassinate Padme, I don't know why. Anakin falls in love with Padme, and then they fight at the end in a Coliseum. And, yeah, that's the movie. I don't know. When I was a kid, I liked this one the best because there was a Coliseum action scene, and I was like, oh, that's sick. But watching it now, it looks really bad, and it's awful. So, it has to be said Hayden Christensen is awful in all these movies.
I killed them. I killed them all. They're dead. Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too.
I've said awful so many times, but it really encapsulates the prequel trilogy. So to top off the prequel trilogy, we'll go put, what the hell is this one called? Revenge of the Sith. Alright, to cap it off, we'll rank Revenge of the Sith. So I'm going to put it in C tier. Ooh, wow. Getting a little bit better. This one is awful, I think, still. I think it's still pretty bad. Maybe not awful. This one's just not great. Anakin just has a really unconvincing turn to the dark side. He just is like, you know what? I'm going to save Padme's life, which is not in danger. He just had a dream about it. So he dreams Padme's going to die. So basically, that's why he turns to the dark side and kills children and turns against the Jedi Order and gets all his friends killed. So that's just pretty dumb, I think. And then the fight at the end goes on for 25 minutes and then it's over. So there you go. Those are the prequels. Just, I think, really wasted opportunity. And that's all I want to say about the prequels. So there you go. Done with that. Poop poop. Alright, here we go. Solo. Solo, a Star Wars story. I kind of like Solo. People didn't like it. I like it. I'm going to put it in B tier. It's just kind of a fun little action movie. There's some really good scenes. You know what? I'm going to put it in C, actually, because I'll tell you why. it really doesn't feel like Han Solo. He's the character is good, but he's not Han Solo. Han Solo gets his name in this stupid way. He just goes up and he's like, I don't have a last name. And the guy's like, how about Solo? Because you're alone. And he's like, okay, I'm Han Solo now.
I don't have people. I'm alone.
Solo.
I don't know. It's a weird movie, but it's fun. You know, there's a lot of action scenes and it's fun to watch. So I would actually watch that again. I actually do like it better than Revenge of the Sith. I also wanted to add real quick that I unapologetically love the Han Solo song. Here's a little clip of it. I think it's pretty sick, so there you go. That's a jam if I ever heard one. Next up, a movie I like less than Revenge of the Sith is Rogue One. This is a boring movie to me. I just think it's unnecessary and boring. I don't care about this story. In the beginning of A New Hope, they tell you a group of daring rebels stole the Death Star plans. I thought it'd be more exciting than this. To be honest, very boring to me. And it's the only cool part is the end with Darth Vader. I think everyone can agree that's pretty sick. So I was just bored. So C tier. All right, now into the real movies. Next up in chronological order, we have A New Hope, originally titled just Star Wars at the time, because he thought maybe I'll just make one, I guess. I don't know. So here we got Star Wars. This might be one of my favorites. I'm going to put it in A tier, because it's just good. You know, it's the classic story. Luke goes on a classic adventure, and it's a lot of fun. And it doesn't feel too long. It goes at a good pace. So, A tier. Now, next up, Empire Strikes Back. This one, everyone says, is the best one. But I just don't think it is the best one. I think it is worse than A New Hope. I'm going to put it in B tier. Everyone's going to invalidate my opinion now, but you know what? Empire Strikes Back is just, they spend a lot of time on Dagobah. Luke isn't with Han and Leia the whole movie. And there may be the best moments in this, like when Darth Vader reveals he's Luke's father. But overall, I think it's probably the most boring of the original trilogy. So I'm going to put it in B tier. Sorry to the haters out there who like this one the best. I just don't. And now, to double down on why you should hate me, I'm going to say my favorite one of the original trilogy is Return of the Jedi. Maybe it's just because I remember this one the most from when I was a kid. But I just love this movie. From beginning to end, I think it's the best one. I love the beginning where they break Han out of jail, They break Han out of Jabba the Hutt's little palace. Then they go to, I don't know, the forest moon of Endor. And, everyone hates the Ewoks. I like the Ewoks. I think it's a really good battle. You got 3 battles at the end. You got the Ewok battle, you got Luke facing Darth Vader, and you got Lando blowing up the Death Star. It's just a very, to me, satisfying conclusion. So I did just remember one thing that I'm going to have to move this up here, because The Empire Strikes Back has probably my favorite Star Wars scene, which is the battle on Hoth at the beginning, where it's the ice planet, and I just think that's pretty sick. They take the AT-ATs down, or whatever they're called. So that's epic. And there you go. That's the original trilogy. All right, now we get into banger time. Mandalorian is the best Star Wars thing. I'm sorry. Mandalorian is sick. Mandalorian is not even a movie, but I love it so much, I'm putting them all in A tier. Mandalorian is just better than everything else. It is an awesome Western-style story. The Mandalorian is like the coolest character, and then Baby Yoda, aka Grogu, kind of an awful name, but awesome character, is just rewatching the movies, I don't even like regular Yoda anymore. Because I'm like, regular Yoda sucks compared to Baby Yoda. You know what I mean? So, there you go. Mandalorian, if you haven't watched it, watch it. Awesome action series. Something happens every episode. It's like, you're never bored watching it. Every episode's really good, except for the one with the eggs. I don't like the egg one where Baby Yoda's eating all the eggs. I don't like that one. But every other episode, awesome. And then, big reveals at the end. Spoilers, Luke Skywalker makes an appearance. CGI Luke Skywalker. But still, really satisfying. I'm very excited to see what happens next. So now on to the new trilogy here. And starting with The Force Awakens. Now this one I really enjoyed a lot. I like The Force Awakens a whole lot. I'm going to put it B tier. Han Solo is really good in this movie. And it's definitely just a retread of A New Hope. Bigger Death Star, more dangerous. The chosen one being Rey. But I think there's some interesting ideas here, such as Finn being a stormtrooper. Poe is definitely just Han Solo 2. And BB-8 is just dollar store R2-D2, but I still like those characters. But yeah, Force Awakens pretty good. I was excited about this trilogy. So now we got an interesting one up next. The Last Jedi. This one's a controversial one. People are like, some people put it down here, awful, what have you done? Some people are like, oh, this is the best one ever. I'm gonna plop it in the middle behind Force Awakens. Now, when I first watched this movie, I really did not like it at all. I kind of hated it. But recently, I just rewatched it, and I have to tell you, I enjoyed it this time. I think what happened was, the first time I watched it, I was like, what did you do to Luke Skywalker? You ruined him. I don't believe Luke would act the way he does in this movie. He's very unheroic. He does the wrong thing a lot. And it's just, he doesn't seem like Luke Skywalker. I don't think he would be a hermit the way he was in this movie. But now that I've dealt with that for a while, I kind of, softened up on it. I watched the movie with no expectations, and I enjoyed it. There are dumb parts, such as like Finn and Rose's excursion to the casino planet. But other than that, I actually thought it was a pretty good movie. I gotta say, upon rewatch, it definitely improved for me. I don't know exactly why, but it's not as bad as I remembered. Definitely better to me than all of the prequels. So that's that. Next up is The Rise of Skywalker. Now this one to me is course correction. It is just like, oh, you didn't like The Last Jedi? Oh, well, forget it ever happened. Rey isn't nobody. Now she's Palpatine's granddaughter, I guess. That being said, it's kind of got a lot of action scenes that are good. It's kind of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Solo up. I think Solo is a good, fun action romp. We'll put it in B. And I think this is a little worse than that. I think it's top of C tier. It's an enjoyable movie, but it's just a wasted opportunity. The ideas that were set in stone in The Force Awakens are just... It's just such a anticlimactic finale to me. It's like, oh yeah, Kylo Ren is good now. Rey is not turning evil. The Emperor Palpatine's back. Oh, it's like, come on, it's lazy. It's just lazy, and that's why I'm gonna rank it as a C, because it's still got a lot of action scenes. It's got some pretty good lightsaber fights and just some pretty good action set pieces. So it's an enjoyable watch. All right, well there you go. This is my worst laid out tier list. All my other ones have sort of been a nice pyramid shape, but this is still pretty good, I think. Looks like I got original trilogy best, sequel trilogy second best, and then prequels worst. So that's that, I guess. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope my voice sounds pretty good this time. I hope that you I hope you're not sad, Sometimes we all get sad. I get sad sometimes, but it's going to be okay. All right. Bye. Love you. Good night.
Like a star, you can't stop my shine. I'm loving Cloud City, my head's in the sky. I'm solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, solo. Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight. Finally feeling free and it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Gonna see a princess, everything's alright. Oh.